Hello, guys. Welcome to a new episode of Off the Clock. Today we have some lovely guests with us. And the topic that we are going to discuss today is imperative to the society because it relates to employability of the youth. Now, the topic of today is communication skills and employability. So, how lack of communication skills is resulting in unemployability of the youth. A lot of people, by a study, 60% of graduate youths are unemployable, and companies do not want to offer them jobs because they lack communication skills. They lack basic skills to survive in a corporate world. And these are the things that we are going to discuss in this podcast today. So we have a few language experts and a stage presenter, along with a software engineer who will tell you a little bit about the options that you have to go into the field of technology, software communication skills, and other stuff like maybe graphic designing and all, some low-level skills as well in the technical department. So we have Mr. Kashif with us today. He's a language expert. He has been training people over language skills for 7 years, right? That's an extensive experience. Then we have Mr. Asnan, and he is a software developer. He's an expert on that. He comes from the technical background, and he'll help us to understand the requirements, the eligibility, and the path that you can take in order to become a software engineer, right? And then we have Sanchalita, and we have met her in the last episode of Off the Clock. So she'll further her knowledge about communication skills, and she has been training students for a very long time now. And then last but not least, we have Mr. Shahabuddin, who is a stage presenter, who's a poet, and he has done a lot of open mics. He has quite a lot of experience speaking in front of people, on a stage. That takes a lot of confidence to do that. So we'll have, some inputs from each one of the panel members. एंड थोड़ा सा हमें ये आइडिया होगा कि हर सेक्टर में कम्युनिकेशन स्किल्स का क्या यूज़ है और क्या चैलेंजेस है जो अभी हमारा एजुकेशन सिस्टम फेस कर रहा है और क्या सॉल्यूशंस हम एम्प्लॉय कर सकते हैं उन चैलेंजेस को अवॉइड करने के लिए. सो हाय एवरीवन, हाउ आर यू ऑल? I'm doing great, thank you, and thank you for coming for this episode. It's been a pleasure. Now let's start with Sanchayita ma'am, because you have been a part of us since the last episode. So I just want to continue the conversation where we left off. So I just want to ask you, let's begin this conversation with a simple question. Why communication skills are important for employability?
It is indeed the most vital thing in as far as employability is concerned, because you take any sector, you need to communicate with your clients and the customers, be it hospitality industry, be it BPOs, be it marketing, be the teacher. Means every sector demands communication skills. If you are not able to convey what is there in your mind freely and effectively with the people you want to, share the thoughts with, your knowledge is just of no use. Therefore, it becomes crucial for every person to possess good communication skills.
And Mr. Kashif, would you like to add on something to what she said? And also, I would like to add one point to the question also, that we are now living in a globalized world, right? So it's not only about working in India or different states within India, right? It's not just about learning the local language and being comfortable in one location. It's more about expanding your horizons and getting jobs. So maybe, if not proper jobs, but at least some freelancing assignments, right, from outside India. So how do you relate communication skills into that particular domain?
I completely agree with Sancharita ma'am that whatever she has said, because I have taught in different states and cities, and I noticed this thing that people are actually very good, probably they are good in their academics, but when it comes to bring their thoughts to the table, they are always scared of it. And also in which English is one of the skills, I would say, that plays a vital role, because if suppose I want to learn something and the person who is guiding me, helping me is from South India, or probably he doesn't know Hindi or my native language, then English can help, right? So I would definitely say communication skills, we should focus on it and we should improve, because without this you cannot get the success or the aim that you are keeping in your mind communication skill is the key.
That's great. And Hasnan sir, so you are in technical industry, right? And currently, as we see, India is actually a leader in software exports across the globe, right? So, and so we have become a leader, but of course, there is a reason by it. Of course, there is technical knowledge and education, no technical education involved, but we cannot become a leader in software exports just because of technical knowledge, right? We have to communicate with the clients, right? So, how do you think the communication skills play a role in developing a country, basically? Because now the era is of technology, right?
Yeah. So, I first of all, I do agree with Karan and Jalda ma'am regarding the communication skills part. And when it comes for the technological aspect of a person from an engineering background or maybe any other technological background, they need to present their skill set while being in a job inside an organization or going for an interview. So, whatever the thing you are having in your arsenal, you need to put it on the table right away when you are going to be at the part of the interview or the organization itself. So it doesn't matter what kind of skills you have, right? You need to present them when there is basically needed at the time of work. And the same thing I want to add right in this particular answer. And like if I compare our country with America, so the technological literacy as compared to India, they are so advanced as compared to us. But they indeliberately hire software engineers and technological personnel from India itself because we are so skilled in the technological aspect. But when it comes for the presenting those skills or being creative, we do lack in some of the culture that I think. So communication.
So basically, what you're saying that we do have the knowledge, but we are not able to present and showcase that knowledge to the world, and that is why like there is some improvement to be had there, right? Okay.
The language barrier.
So Shabuddin sir,
Yes.
so you have been a presenter for quite a long time, and now it's not just about communicating in English language. Communication is not just about the language; it's more about how you present your thoughts, how you convey your thoughts, what is your body language, and all of that, right? So language is another aspect of communication, but communication in itself is not defined by what language you use, right? So you present on stage your poetry, right? Sometimes you do comedy skits as well. A lot of these things, and they come in like different languages as well. Like sometimes you present them in English, sometimes you do it in Urdu or Hindi, right? But when you do all those things, so how does a presenter, gauges the audience, what they like, what they dislike, how they connect with them, and how they entertain them? So is there a role of being a good communicator there, or is just about the material that you're presenting?
It's very important. You should know a language. First of all, you mentioned, sir, a very good point. It's not about English. Whether you are presenting using Hindi or Urdu, you should know the language. If as a stage personality, you are going to say something which everyone knows, but they don't have vocabulary to present. So you are going to be a medium. आप उनके दिल की बात कहने जा रहे हो उन वर्ड्स में जिसमें शायद वो कभी एक्सप्रेस ना कर पाए. Because I have been performing, so I love entertainment industry. If you watch films, whether Bengali, Hindi or whatever, so language is very important. Recently there is a film I love very much, it's 12th Fail. In that film there is a scene, जो हमारे main character हैं, obviously मनोज शर्मा, वो 3 attempt में fail हो जाते हैं. And in the last, he has a last attempt, and he went to his friend and he said, why I am not able to crack? I cracked, 2 stage clear हो रहा है, ये last क्यों नहीं हो पा रहा? Why I am not able to sit in an interview? तो वो उसको एक बहुत छोटा सा टास्क देता है कि तुम्हारा टॉपिक है मनोज शर्मा, लिखो. So you can see that scene कि he has been preparing for 7 years or 4 years. He has vast knowledge. But वो अपने आप को सर explain नहीं कर पाता है 5 minutes में, and by using Hindi language, which is his mother tongue. And this is a real incident. So it's not like how many countries in the world, their capital, the name of each and every stream and river. That is your knowledge. Obviously, it will boost you. But language, you should know how to present.
The medium was not clear. He was not able to put it in words.
Yes. So it's like कि in every way, मैं एक छोटा सा एग्जांपल लूंगा, बच्चों को हंसी आएगी कि जब वो टीनेज में होते हैं, दे फॉल फॉर समवन, कोई उनको अच्छा लगता है, अब वो अपने फ्रेंड से कह रहे मुझे ये अच्छी लगती है या मुझे ये अच्छा लगता है, बट हाउ टू से,
और इससे बोलते हैं
हाउ टू से, दे डोंट कम अप विद गुड ओपन लाइन कि मेरे को बस उससे बोलना है. दे आर रेडी टू एक्सेप्ट कि वो नो बोलेगी या वो नो बोलेगा, आई एम रेडी फॉर दैट, बट हाउ टू से, हाउ टू प्रेजेंट
That line, that's language. Yeah.
especially boys. Yes, as he is a technical person, and nowadays I have taught 2 or 3 boys. They are working for American company. They were the software developer.
Mhm.
So they got an opportunity to lead a team because of their hard working and resilience. But they denied. They turned down that offer क्योंकि सर वो बोले सर मेरे को बात करना नहीं आती है. How will I lead the team of 4 engineers?
And I've seen a lot of cases like this. So I think it's very normal among, especially Indians. They come for just representing themselves. They fall. They fail.
They fail.
Actually, in communication, you have got certain, types of communication, wherein the contextual communication also plays a vital role.
Yeah.
So how we perceive, how the things are perceived by you, and the same time, my perception is different. So how are we going to agree and disagree at the same time? We should be able to exchange the information, and that is the point where we lack. We are not able to accept the challenges, we are not able to convey at the same time, but we know how to deliver the things. But how to put it in words? This is the problem mostly we all, come across with nowadays.
Very like a very simple scenario. I would like to give an example. Suppose Kashif sir is my senior, and he must have given me a task. I forgot. So if he is not good at language, so he will say, "Why are you not doing this? You are late. This is your fault." This blame, this blame demotivates me. I will start hating him. He's not a good, my senior. I don't want to work in his team. If he knows the language and just he rephrased it and he said, Shahab, we need this project. We have to achieve this target. So, just replacing you with we and I, it becomes so sophisticated.
And rephrasing the statement also plays a...
Now it becomes inclusive. Now I will take, oh my God, Kashif sir's, like he wants me to do best. I will take it as a compliment.
To say that language is very tricky, use it tricky.
Very wise, very well said.
And especially when it comes for English, it's a beautiful language.
It is.
It's damn beautiful language, and when it comes for you, the same kind of word could work like praising somebody, and in the same scenario, just by retracing the same some of the words in your paragraph, it tells out to be a kind of I'm not getting that kind of
It's a poetic language.
exactly poetic language.
Though it is a global language, but we don't get that much exposure. Especially we all belong from, we all belong to this western, which area is it?
No, not this.
Northern, yeah. So people here, they lack exposure, We don't get a proper platform. We don't get a platform where we can exchange the thoughts, where people, take that onus to help you out and to correct you. Because in order to learn any language, we should first eradicate the barriers, rectify the errors, and then implementing all those things into the previous things will make you better, which doesn't happen in everybody's case, especially in this area.
So, after listening to a lot of points that you guys have made, I've just come to a realization. Communication skills is not just about learning the language or how you present, more about courage as well.
Correct.
So, I believe only the people who have courage can become a good communicator, right? So, what are your thoughts on?
Exactly, there should be a lit in you that I can do it. Because what I feel initially when somebody starts his or her career after completing class 12, so there's always a fear. Should I do it? Will people appreciate? And I believe that it's a human tenacity that we always think negative before doing something, right? वो क्या बोलेंगे, वो क्या देखेंगे, वो क्या कहेंगे, मैं कैसा दिख रहा हूँ. somewhere we all are insecure. But the moment you try it, probably not everyone is going to clap. What I personally feel that, remember one thing, that you are not joker or, joker or juggler, that everyone is going to clap for you, right? There should be some self-motivation in you that मैं ये कर रहा हूँ, I should be satisfied with this thing. It's absolutely okay if somebody is not appreciating you, if everyone is not clapping for you, because the first time you do it, you get experience. Second time you do it better. Third time you become the best. And fourth time, I think you are training people how to do it. So of course, I completely agree. The courage, the primarily factor that one should have is courage. Then you do it.
Yeah, I totally accept this particular term, the courage. You need to be very courageous enough to come out of your nutshell and to explore everything that is out of your glass ceiling. You need to present yourself at any at some point of your life. You know that you need to present yourself at any stage, at anywhere. So at that time, all you need to build your self-esteem, confidence as well. You have to come out of your barriers, hurdles, and language is a tool that could definitely help you out to be an orator, to be a presenter. A less confident guy with the elbow language would definitely be a leader, a team lead, right? A manager, they always come from a very a small background, but step by step they learn to communicate and to build a team. And language helps a vital role in it. I think. And
I, second both of their thoughts. Actually, what happens, if I put it in simple words, I would say, as everybody is aware of the saying, God help those who help themselves, right? So here what happens, we always depend on others and we always seek for their, acknowledgement, right? So we want acknowledgement from others, we want others to correct, we want others to be judgmental, but somehow we are not able to come out of our own shell. Second thing I would say that we have to be audacious enough to accept the feedback. And the feedback always has to be a constructive feedback. We cannot take it as a negative feedback. No, that person is judging me. No, I'm not good enough. No, I cannot do it. Of course we can do it. If we can't get rid of our fear, how are we, just thinking and we are thinking that one day I have to, do this. And how can you even expect a change if yourself, you are not trying for the change? Second thing, we have to get rid of that fear of public speaking.
Yeah.
This plays a vital role, in shaping a person's personality, I would say, right? That fear that constricts us from, achieving our goals. So I would say that we have to engage ourselves in certain activities where we get more and more exposure and we come, upfront and we can connect with the people. If they are liking it, well and good, take it positively and don't stop there. We have got different milestones to touch, right? So the journey never ends. It's a never-ending journey. Learning is a never-ending journey. What do you say?
I totally agree. The day before yesterday, I interviewed a person and he said, "Sir, मेरे को आता है, मैं बोल नहीं पाता हूँ."
Correct. That's a powerful thing.
It's a very common line. "Sir, मेरे को आता है, मैं बोल नहीं पाता हूँ." So I said, first of all, stop saying this, "I know." Acceptance is like if you accept that I don't know, you are opening the door of learning.
Correct.
So you always have to be, I don't know. Keep the, student, a kid always alive inside you. Like, I need to learn. I need to learn Urdu. I need to learn Hindi. I need to learn calligraphy. I need to learn most of the things. So it is very important, like accept. First acceptance is, yes, I don't know. I don't know how to perform. I don't know how to teach. I don't know. I will learn. I will learn step by step. There are plethora of examples I can name. Manoj Bajpayee, Kangana Ranaut, Kapil Dev. They come from a rural background, vernacular background. Now they are the
Epitome of success,
of success. How they speak. Kapil Dev, but there was a time when he used to be scared of English. Now he does like a commentary with British people, British commentary.
Correct.
Yes.
I saw that Sania Mirza, she was being interviewed and she said it that still when she goes on the stage, and there is an announcement, please clap for her. She feels anxiety. Abhi bhi she feels anxiety. So yeah,
And this is the thing people should have. If you don't have that anxiety, that fear, it means you have stopped learning. You have reached to the stage of stagnation.
Correct. Correct.
Learning
Yes.
learning should not be stopped. एक बहुत अच्छी लाइन है, मैं बोलना चाहूंगा कि कब, कहाँ, कैसे, क्या बात कही जाए, अगर ये सलीका आ जाए तो हर बात सुनी जाए.
Correct. Correct.
Excellent. So basically, to sum up it all, it's basically about learning the nitty-gritties of language, what words to express, right, yourself. And then again, it's all about courage, right? Controlling your fears and maybe using your fears to the benefit, right? So that is all that sums up this communication skills part. But now let's come to a very important subject. How our education system, do I think it's doing its job in order to make people a better person for society, or maybe a better employee? Do you think it is happening, especially in public schools, not for private schools? Like they have their own curriculum, and of course, like by comparison, we know that private school students perform better. But if still a large population lives in rural areas, they're not so well off to send their kids to private schools. So private school kids, I mean, still a very small number of people who can afford to send their kids to private school. A large majority of people in India send their kids to public schools.
Correct.
So do you think that public schools are fulfilling their duties of preparing good people for society? Like we call children are our future. Do you think that future is in good hands?
putting them. This is something that we must talk, but we always zip our lip. To this point, I have been into it. I started my career as a teacher only, and I know the pressure which is there, which is put on the shoulder of a teacher, that is actually very heavy. Teachers do not get a time even to give or to do something extra in the class. Definitely when we talk about CBSE school or ICSE school, extra co-curricular activities are conducted. But in a public school, still I think these things are not being implemented. So there is always Hindi period, English period, math, science, and once in a week, art or probably sport. Above this, nothing is there actually. Kids are not getting exposure. And that is the reason they do not have courage. That is the reason they are not, they are not getting the exposure. A student who has completed class 12 from public school, and at the same time, if a student who has completed class 6 from ICSE board or primary school, you can see a big difference. The student who completed class 6 from ICSE board or English medium school or good school can easily compete or beat that person who has completed class 12 from, public school. So, of course, I feel we need some change. And of course, we are talking about it, and I believe that at present, a lot of things are being changed. We are, a lot of awareness. It is there, social media, and a lot of things are being done. So I hope,
Shaf, sir, what changes would you like to propose?
There is a lot of things we can improve. I want to confess one thing. I have done my master's in English literature, and I have been in Urdu. Like I went to madrasa to learn Urdu, and currently I am pursuing Master of Urdu with distance learning, obviously, along with my job. मैंने एक चीज नोट किया था, in schools they are only focusing on the book. This is the chapter 1, learn it, write it, and pass it. But they never do any creative things like, okay, English book, maths book, history book, these are the factual books. They tell the fact. Just make them write, okay, beta, sit and tell me about your locality. Write on a paper, how many rooms are in your house. Describe your room to me. I have never been to your house. Describe me. Try to make the picture of your room in my mind by using a word. That is the actual education. In madrasa, I can remember we have only 3 books. So we need to learn alif ba ta. Then our ustad used to say कि बेटा तुम्हें अपने अब्बू के बारे में कुछ भी लिखना है. So I used to write my abbu in using Urdu ki mere abbu. Now I am compelled to think creative. ये बहुत important, and you know that कि टीचर के ऊपर बहुत रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है, बट नाउ अ डेज टीचर आर ऑल्सो being pressurized to make money. They have been trained that this is not your student, this is the client. I will not name those private schools, but they are treating students like a client. He is a client. So once APJ Abdul Kalam said in his interview, I would quote him, a teacher and parents should sacrifice their today in order to make the future of a child.
Correct.
So
It's just a vice versa.
yeah,
Now the schools are more about fetching more and more admissions
more and more.
and making more and more money. That's what it's a business. Now I think it's in every sector what is happening, right? But we are somewhere forgetting the objective of education. We are more bent towards testing the memory of the students. We are only testing the memory. They are cramming and they are just sitting the exam.
Everyone is
They
mugging
don't
up.
know anything.
Everyone is
Everybody
mugging up.
is mugging up. They don't know.
Has already mentioned about public schools. The same kind of problem we are facing in private schools as well. I have a story of my own. When I was in school, there are some students from the public schools that they transitioned themselves to a English school in class 11. So those guys were so good in grammar, so good in mathematics, science, etc. But when it comes for them to just speak on something or to express themselves, they were lagging there. And this particular thing goes on till the end of class 12. In those valuable 2 years, they were able to learn the skill of speaking. Being in a private school as well, paying a very good chunk of money as your fees, still you are living at the same state, right? You came from a public school to a private school. So the first priority of yours was to learn this skill as well. So to just put this skill set in you. Otherwise, what is the difference from the public school?
See, I would like to add here one point. Nowadays, you will be seeing, different competitions like mathematics and physics Olympiads.
Yeah.
But when it comes to shaping the personality of a person,
There is no.
so we don't engage our, pupils in different kinds of activities. Where are the extracurricular activities? Nowadays, you'll be seeing you must be seeing there are different institutions, colleges and schools. They are just mere buildings.
Yeah.
There is no playground. All the, students, the kids are devoid of different activities. Where is the ground? Where can they play? On the name of PT period, the physical training period, they are just taken on the stair, upstairs on the terrace, and they do nothing. They play what? They are given certain maybe board games or something. What about the physical activities?
To cut you short here, and also one thing that I shouldn't probably say this thing, but even sometimes teachers are not enough capable to teach. Like PT teacher, she said, I know in public school, even teacher, they have completed class 12th and graduation and they are not teacher, they're teaching. Even they do not know like base of that thing. So this is happening, sir.
And the reason is that, yes, we are lacking of trained teachers. And the reason is that they know the particular book of math. So they are saying, I have mug up that book, give me the student, I'll teach him.
Sometimes, sir, intentionally they don't teach.
And some,
See, corruption is in
there is a gap, sir. There is a gap, and like NIL is filling that gap.
So let's
There is a gap.
cut down with the criticism. Let's focus on the solutions. Okay. So we have criticized quite a lot of things about the public education system. I know the bad drawbacks and everything. The point is always the point of the discussion is how to improve things, right?
Yeah.
So what are the solutions? What can we do? Again, there are a lot of things that can happen in short term, but sometimes things need to happen in long term, right? Because of the funds, because of the public reaction, right? Setting a proper system, maybe hiring new talent to educate people. So it's a long process that happens. But what we can do on the foundational level that can actually bring up those changes in the long term and then make people more educated, I would say, because education is not only about mugging up, as you said, and maybe hiring just teachers who can just train on one book, and then if you give them some other challenges, they generally struggle because they don't know the answers to the questions. They have one answers from one book only. And then again, as Sancharita said, that people don't have the students don't have the opportunities to engage in co-curricular activities, whether be it sports or debate competitions. I mean, some schools do that, and it's very good that they do, but not every, right? So now the solutions, how we can bring about that change. Looking at the scenarios today, of course, like we cannot live in an ideal world. Not everything can be perfect. At least we can, take a path which, if not perfection, but at least close to perfection. So what solutions would you suggest?
The time has changed. The bright side is the time has changed. Now we have exposure. We have internet. I think everyone is using phone at present, right? So definitely one should have that kick in himself or herself that I can do it. Be passionate. Always be open to learn something new. And also, what I personally feel, wherever you go, wherever you live, see what is happening around you. Okay, this person is good in, a stage presentation. Do I know it? No, I don't know it. How can I learn it? I should catch something that he is doing. Okay, Sanchalita ma'am, she is a good presenter. Am I a good presenter? I should ask myself. Okay, I am always afraid of speaking in public. How does she do it? I should see, I should try to copy. And like Sasnan sir, he is from technical background. He does very well. People appreciate him. Why people, do appreciate him? I should learn something from him. So if you have this quality that to catch the good thing from the people, and if you try to do that, so definitely you are going to be, a good or better person, or I'm going to be a combination of Sanchalita ma'am, Sasnan sir, or Shah sir. So what I personally believe, and I did it also, is still today, whenever I see a person, whether one from my students or anybody, when I go to office, if I see that the person who opens the door of my office and clears the floor, sometimes I see something which is a good quality in him or her. Why should I not follow that? So see what is happening around you. People, they are talking to your teacher, your mother, your father, your friends. Try to catch good things, right?
I agree with you, sir. And most of the time, what happens, like student accept personality development as a subject. It can never be a subject. English is, you need to make English as a part of your coming. I mean, in terms of the comprehension, your corporate world, like your financial life, your personal life, your entertainment, the English must be there. Hey, love this fundamental library, and the library is so beautiful. Coming to the bar, but there are still the multiple places where people go here, there, that's out looking for multiple alternatives. But you need to be with the experts first. For make well established in the world. Then only like for the NIL, same you do the same like here. You need to be with the experts first, who can evaluate you, who can check you out, who can just by my book and there's just something while experiment, while studying, while being at anywhere. So in the end, I think your personal steps and professional guidance would we have you or and for the you see.
I would say that, motivation is a very big thing, right? So it helps you to, keep going. You should not quit. Once you get a negative feedback, you should not quit, being a learner. If you are a keen learner, you will be able to make the most out of it, whatever you do, right? So first of all, we should know where to drive the motivation from, right? We should have good people, resourceful people who we can look up to, right? Second thing, as the institutions are not able to provide what they should be providing, so what we should do, we should look for the people and the institutes, the language experts who and which can actually, bring the main things to the table, right? Like NIL. So here we can, teach, not only teach, we can reach, people, and we can make them aware of what they are lacking. Unless until we don't work upon what they are lacking, how can we expect improvement? So we need to reach people, and people also should be, positive enough, and they should also be enthusiastic enough to come, come up front and get rid of their barriers first of all. So that self-motivation thing actually, it keeps the ignition on, I would say.
Yes. I'm sorry, and sorry, ma'am, I contradict you, but I believe motivation is temporary. So no, I'm 100% sure those who are watching this video right now, somewhere or the other, they will feel motivation. But that is a very, ephemeral. Discipline what makes you what you are, not motivation. I listen you very carefully. You use two words, people and pupils.
Mm-hmm.
So PUPIL, pupil, means students.
Correct.
And PEOPLE, people, means plural of person.
Correct.
This is the basic. So to answer you, Abhinav sir, we need to stick to the basic. In schools, when I was in first class, I have been taught 2 multiply 3 equals 6. 2 plus 3 equals 5. So teacher taught me the difference between plus and multiply sign. So why they are not emphasizing what is the difference between pupils and people? We should also give the importance of each and every subject. What is the difference between a stream and river? What they are saying river is a stream is a small river. What kind of difference it is?
No, what you are saying is completely correct. What I wanted to say is that people actually take everything, to their heart. Like if somebody, judges me, though, no, she always dresses up in, Indian wear. Maybe she's not good for the corporate world. Why am I not? If I'm able to convey my message clearly, if I'm sitting here confidently, I'm using proper hand gestures, I can maintain eye contact with thousands of people. You give me a mic and I'm good to go, even standing in a, in a stadium. So the thing is that people are not appreciating, other people's efforts. So what I meant to say that we should not stop learning. We should take every feedback very constructively and positively.
And Kashif sir mentioned the very good point. We should emulate good people.
Correct.
If you try to emulate Shah Rukh Khan's public speaking, if you try to emulate Amitabh Bachchan's discipline, so somewhere or the other, you will become the half or the 1/4 part of their personality.
Are an average person of the people that we live, right? So
And if you don't have good people, watch their videos.
On TEDx and maybe, and one of the examples can be.
That's understand. This was the quintessential spot or the quality of Indians since very beginning of our culture. But right now we are turning from separate.
We need to be inclusive. See, like we are secular, we are a secular country. So we need to be inclusive. More and more people we should be able to include,
So there are points I would like to mention, that you should be a learner, you should be a good listener, and try to learn from each and every person of a different field. Try to learn from MS Dhoni, try to learn from Amitabh Bachchan, Shah Rukh Khan, try to learn from politicians. There are so many educated politicians like Shashi Tharoor. You can learn from Shashi Tharoor, you can learn from Kejriwal, you can learn from Rahul Gandhi. Every person has good skills. At each point you should emulate, people should learn.
Okay, fine. That was a very fruitful conversation, I would say. And we've got quite a few points on how to actually become a good communicator. So, of course, there are different things. But one of the things that I would like to contribute from my own end is try to approach people. Because
Very well.
it's not learn communication by your own self.
correct.
Right? So you need to have people in your life that you can talk to. I mean, of course, it helps to have people who know the language who can correct you, but at least you need somebody to talk to. So having the courage to approach somebody and start a conversation will take you a long way. And then you can start deciding on, how to approach and then what to talk and what vocabulary to use and what sentence to construct. But at least you have a beginning point.
Same,
To have the icebreaker questions.
Stick
Icebreakers.
to the basic. I will say again,
So-
stick to the basic.
Again, we have a good set of people here. We can communicate and we can put our thoughts across. We can agree and disagree. We can contradict each other. But at the end, everybody learns something new, right? We can go home with a new thought in our mind today. And hopefully we can continue doing that in the future. I thank you all
Thank you.
for joining us today. And everybody, will see you in the next episode of Off the Clock. Stay tuned.